my online family. So apologize, yesterday I did a live video on nutrition and my audio was horrible. That's because usually I'll go live on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll use my webcam for Facebook, and I'll do my Instagram live from my phone. And the new live producer for Facebook is not very good. So they are having a lot of glitches and a lot of errors, so I'm not able to use it. So I'm on my phone right now. Hi. Say hi as you're hopping on. So this is just the way it's going to have to go. And if you're on Instagram and that's where you follow me, you're just going to have to see me upload this to YouTube and watch it there, because it's just not working to do both platforms at the same time. So I mentioned in one of my posts a couple of days ago, hi Desiree, that I'm part of this Rise Up Challenge, which is basically a whole bunch of massive entrepreneurs like, Russell Brunson, Marie Forleo, Jesse Itzler. They all came together and they did this like massive thing, training for small business owners. And John Maxwell was on there. I'm going to talk about that guy right now, which is amazing to see him be a part of this entirely for free for small business owners. And I got in that group, got my organization in that group as well. And yesterday when I was listening to John Maxwell, he said something that was so powerful on live that I was like, I've got to go live and talk about this, because I had always felt what he said, but I had never found the words for what he said. And so I am going to direct quote him. But first of all, if this is your first time seeing my face, hi, I'm Shakti. I'm an online health and fitness coach. I'm also extremely metaphysical, and my area of focus when it comes to coaching and teaching is the spiritual and the physical and how they work together. That's exactly what I teach, and how taking care of your body is an essential component of taking care of your mind and your spirit, and it all works together. And I run a business, obviously online, and part of my business is mentoring up-and-coming coaches and growing their businesses and teaching them to go out in the world and be of service. And to me, the whole reason I got into any business, I've been opening businesses since I was 21. If you don't know my story, I have been in and out of businesses, brick and mortar, coffee shops, massage therapy, and online like I'm doing now. This is my first online business, was my fitness business. So I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not a stranger to business. I'm not a stranger to small business. Hi, Emily. I have a lot of experience, good and bad. So I always loved business, and I talked about in one of my previous videos that recently I'm discovering that I am neurodivergent and that I'm somewhere on the spectrum. And I didn't know that about myself until now. I'm 32. I'm just discovering that about myself. But what I did know about myself was that I was a horrible employee. I did not like to be an employee. I didn't like to work for anybody, even though they were nice to me and even though it was a fine environment. I need control of my schedule. I need control of the things that I'm doing. And I need control. At all times, I want to control, especially my work environment. So being on someone else's time, being on someone else's clock was very stressful for me personally, just because of the way that my brain works. And the more I sponsor coaches and start mentoring them, the more I'm seeing the women who are neurodivergent or who have some of those tendencies feel the exact same way. And so they're drawn to business and they're drawn to these opportunities because they want freedom. And the freedom is really about being able to call the shots. That's what they actually want. That's why they're there. So all of this has kind of been swirling in my mind. And then also, one of the things that I feel like small businesses, as essential as they are to our economy right now, are kind of slamming up against is this idea of making offers and, presenting people with an opportunity or a product or a service, depending on what small business you're a part of or what your thing is, and feeling resistant to doing that because of the way the economy looks and because of the way that people are struggling right now. And so I want to say a thing to that, which I think it's extremely important to not be tone deaf in this environment. I think it's extremely important to realize that a lot of people are suffering and are struggling. And if you are in a business and you promote whatever your business is, that you are taking a position of social responsibility, that you are really feeling your people and your audience and looking to serve them and looking to show up for them in whatever it is that you do, regardless. But before this pandemic and working this business, and I have been now in my online fitness business for 4 years, sure, No problem. All right, sister. Talk soon. One of the things I would constantly bump up against when someone would, let's say I would reach out to someone, I'd say, have you ever thought about doing what I do? I think you'd be great at it. And the reason I would say that is because I had qualified them in a series of qualifications that I have in my mind, like certain type of energy, certain type of desire to serve, certain type of posts that they share, certain type of being that they are that would qualify them to me. And then I would ask them that. A lot of times I get the feedback, well, I'm not a salesperson. And I was like, that's so weird, because the fact that anybody thinks that they should be a salesperson to run an online small business is a very bizarre mentality. It's not like I don't get it, but it was just a strange thing to hear, because I never had that objection. That was never my thing. So I was like, I don't understand. And I got that a lot, and I get that a lot from very highly sensitive women who are very in touch, very in tune. And I was always like, how do I really help them see that if they have that mentality, they won't be successful at business? But if they have an opposite mentality to that, they will. And then John Maxwell said this really fateful phrase on this call yesterday, because he was asked about this exactly. And he talked about being a person that values people, which I also consider myself to be a person that values people. And he said, when you value people, you are constantly looking to bring value to people. When you don't value people, you will look to manipulate them. Let me repeat that. He said yesterday on the call, when you value people, you will constantly look to bring people value, to give them value. When you devalue people, you are looking to manipulate them. And a lot of times, I'll back this up with, we don't know that we're devaluing people. And there's a lot of people in my industry, in my company, that I think run this business very from a devalue perspective. That's my opinion. But in any small business, you can be the person that values people and gives value to people, or you can be the person that doesn't really value the people and really just wants a bottom line. That's your choice. You get to make that decision when you come into a business. Now, from experience, I will tell you, looking for a bottom line doesn't work out for you. When you're in a business, any business, solely looking for a bottom line, you will be very frustrated and you will quit. You will not find the energy to show up for your community, for your audience, for yourself, the way that is required to have success as a small business owner. But when you are someone that deeply values people and looks to bring value to people, and you're paired with something that you have a sincere interest in, the sky is the limit. Because when I go out to work my business, what I'm looking for is, how do I give the person, this next person that's in front of me, the value that they need? What is it that they need from me? What can I give them that meets that gap, whatever gap they have, right? I'm not looking to say, what can I give them that is going to meet my gap, right? I'm looking to say, what can I offer them that's going to meet theirs, right? That's how you do business. That's actually how you do business. But that can't be faked either. And I see that a lot. I see a lot of people trying to fake that desire to serve, the desire to actually bring someone a solution that is a solution for them and not for themselves. So when he said that in the live stream, it really, really resonated with me. And if you don't know much about John Maxwell, he was a minister for a long time. He was a pastor for a long time. And then he went into personal development, and that's what he does. But this whole idea of like, I bring value to people, I'm constantly seeking to do that. And every day he wakes up looking to be of value, looking to do things of value, looking to say things of value, looking to be valuable to his audience without necessarily looking at like, well, where's that going to trace back to? That makes all the difference in the world. That is actually how you build a business. So the times I've been in my businesses asking myself, well, how can I get XYZ thing? Or why isn't XYZ thing working for me? Or when I've made it very me-centric, it's always backfired on me in any economy, in any circumstance. And I'm talking about when I started when I was 21 or now. Like at any age that I've had that mentality, it's never worked. It was always when I increased the value that I felt for other people, and I increased the value that I felt for what I had for other people, that things would turn around. Because when you're asking yourself the question of, how can I be of value today? You will naturally be led to do things and say things in a different spirit. Hi, Kylie. By the way, Kylie is the master of stories. So if you're looking for someone to help you communicate value and build a solid relationship through copyright, then that is your girl. Hi, Elaine. And this is really important that you guys understand that when you wake up with the mindset of how can I be of value, you behave differently in the world. You show up differently. You do different things. You just think differently. Your brain is wired differently. And I firmly believe when you have that attitude, your business thrives because people can see that. They can recognize that. They want to do business where they feel valued. They want to do business. Like, people want to buy cars. They just don't want to buy them from the person who's trying to shove a car down their throat, right? When that's not maybe what they need. They want to buy them from someone that's going to listen to what they're saying, give them a solution that matches their needs, and hear them. That's who people are going to buy from. That's who people are going to do business with, exchange with. Exchanging is so important. I mean, buying and sharing, that's the basis of our economy. That's very important, especially right now. So if you're a small business owner, now is not the time to fizzle out and hang back and hide at all. But now is the time for you to ask yourself how you can be more valuable to your audience and more valuable to your customers, more valuable to your team if you have a team or an organization. Hey, Pam. Now is the time to ask yourself, how can I be more of value? And when you wake up every morning, have value at the top of your mind so that the way that you show up in the world changes. It just changes. It creates magnetism around you and your voice and your mission and the things that you do. So I will tell you that now, especially because one of my greatest values is health and fitness, and that also happens to be my business. I value that so much, especially now that everybody's stressed and locked up, that I'm even more showing up because I know people need this and I want them to understand how valuable it is for them to take care of themselves. Now, what solution I give them depends on the person, depends on their circumstance, depends on their needs. Everybody doesn't get the same solution. It's different person to person. But my job is to make myself a valuable asset by teaching things that matter, by communicating with my audience in a way that shows them that I'm here for them and that I hear their struggles and that whatever they might be needing, I can show up for them, right? That's my responsibility as a small business owner. So if you're watching this and you want to be a small business owner or you are a small business owner, now is the time for you to show up for your business from that really strong place of value. Understanding that you are not a used car salesman and that's not the way you have to run your business. When you value people, you will bring value to people. If you devalue people, you will try to manipulate them. And if you're currently in a cycle of devaluing and manipulation, change that. Make that conscious decision today, okay? Maybe I haven't been valuing people enough. Maybe I have been kind of in that manipulative mentality when it comes to running my business, but I don't want to do that anymore. There's no shame in saying that. There's no shame in saying, man, I've been running my business kind of bass-ackwards for a while. I want it to be different. You can do that on a dime. Any moment you can make the decision to be a different kind of business owner and have a different kind of reality. It's entirely up to you. But I really encourage my small business owners to really shine in light of what's happening and get creative, find resources, ask people, and look for ways to bring more and more value to your community because people need you right now. They need your value. They need what you have and they need you to connect with them. So don't be shy about that. Just think of the ways in which you can be an asset to your world right now more than ever. I mean, you should always think that, but now especially, I think. All right. Hi, Alexa. Hopefully this was powerful for you and really landed in your spirit. And if you're someone who's a budding entrepreneur or maybe are a small business owner and you didn't know what to do right now, maybe this gives you some clarity and gives you that permission for you to start being differently, thinking differently, and owning your energy and owning what you have to bring to your community. Hi, Madi. Okay. So Desiree, I know you said you had a question. I'll talk to you later. And if you want to pick my brain about what I do and how I do it and how it's different than what you've seen, then please let me know. I'm always happy to answer that as well. I'll leave some links and connects in here as I always do for you guys to be able to go watch stuff, ask questions. Okay? All right, my friends, have an amazing day. Bye.